because honestly, the prices that I've been seeing on these skirts are close to a grocery bill, even a utility bill. Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kyla, and if you're one of my returning subscribers, thanks so much for stopping by. These lace skirts are everywhere, and I've been seeing them in the price range of $50 to $150 to $295, even over $1,000. That's a lot of money, and they're way too easy to make. So that's what we're doing today. I'm making two skirts, one for myself and one for a friend, and I'm using McCall's M8055 because it's got the length, the flow, and not as much gathering around the waistband so that you can still see the pattern in the lace. All right, let's get started. Now that I'm laying this out and I'm looking at, even though lace is it's multi-directional, I like it better from selvage to selvage than from raw edge to raw edge, if that makes sense. This is the way the pattern would be if I cut it with the fabric pieces, the bottom and the top ending at the finished edge. But if I turn it the opposite way, which is normally how fabric is cut, then the lace is running in this direction. I think I can get away with turning the pattern pieces, cutting them selvage to selvage, and then taking advantage of this finished edge here and using that as my hem. And that way, I'll only have to turn that up one time to machine stitch it. I've got stretch this way, so that won't affect anything. And yeah, I think I can get away with that. All right, that just made things easier for me as far as hemming. Now I can jump into cutting it out. I've held on to this poly knit fabric for I don't know how many years, but I think this will make a nice lining underneath the lace. That way, the lace pattern is uninterrupted. I don't have a solid piece of burgundy at the top all the way down. And it's kind of similar to my complexion. So I think that will work out really well. Here it is with the lining underneath, and then my hand underneath to give you an idea of my leg. Yeah, I think that'll work out too. I like the idea of leaving the pattern of the fabric uninterrupted. Okay, so I've shortened my pattern piece, as I always have to do on these skirts, by about 3 inches. And I just did it at the bottom, just by holding it up to myself and making sure that the skirt will rest on top of my foot, no matter if I'm wearing a heel or a flat. Okay, slight change of plans. Because the bottom of the skirt is curved, I won't be able to take advantage of the finished edge since it's straight. But that's okay. I'll just go back to my original thought or intent and just turn it over twice and then just stitch. Okay, I thought I would place the skirt over that lining to see how I would like it, and I don't. I think it's just a little bit too light. That's too much of a contrast. And yeah, no. So I think I'm going to have to go with the burgundy after all, which I do happen to have a little bit of burgundy knit that I can use as a lining. Okay, that's much better. Yeah, I can still see the outline of the lace, and that's going to work for me. I've got the lining pinned to the lace, right sides together. I'm going to flip this once I've stitched it and then make my casing. Okay, I've pinned the lace outer layer to the lining. And what I'm going to do is make a casing all the way around and feed this elastic through. Once the fabric is gathered, you really won't be able to tell that it's black coming through the lace because the fabric is so dark. And then I can wrap this one up. Quick and easy. Oh, yes. Oh, I almost like hers better than mine. But she wears a lot of blue. I do wish I had a scallop at the bottom edge of mine, but that's not how my lace was made. So for the navy blue skirt, I'm finishing off my seams using the French seam technique. And this will just give you another option in case you don't have an overlock serger to make those serging stitches. I'm going to do the same with the lace here. I just have the one layer and I need to turn this to the opposite side and stitch all the way down again. So there you have it, 2 lace skirts, both with elastic waistbands, one finished off with an overlock serger and a machine stitched hem at the bottom, and the other with French seam finish on the inside and a no fuss hem at the bottom. Making a skirt with an elastic waistband really takes me back to my high school days because my first garment that I ever made was a skirt, a cotton skirt with an elastic waistband. I only needed about 2 yards of fabric and I went to my discount local shop that I have near me, $4.99 a yard. So $10 there. I already had the elastic. I had the small pieces of lining that I used, and I had the thread. So it cost me little or nothing, much less than what I'm seeing these skirts for in the stores. Because honestly, for the prices that are out there, that's grocery money. And at the end of the day, lace is just polyester. It makes no sense to pay that much money for synthetic. Well, that brings us to the end of today's video. Thanks so much for watching, and I can't wait to give my friend her skirt. Can't wait to see how she styles hers up, but I get to show you mine. So take care, and thanks for watching. Bye, everyone.